And welcome back, geeks, gamers, ninjas, and robots. This is HorsePLAY Live. All right. Today is Thursday, June 25th, 2015. This is episode 80, entitled More E3 Talk and the Future of Gaming. What's up, guys? Before we get into all that fun ahead, on this episode, I am joined by everyone's favorite filthy hardcore casual, the man himself, the one and only YogiZilla. What's up, big guy?
What's up?
That was kind of extended.
Yeah.
It was.
I had to switch it up a little bit here and there.
Of course. And of
Dragon,
course.
Black Dragon in the house. What's going on, man?
Oh, what's up, buddy?
We're filling up already. Filling up quickly.
We are. I know. It's awesome. It's bows. It's bows. What we doing? So what you been up to, man?
I'm going to try to avoid the usual rants we get into the beginning. I think we cover it in the topics today. But it's been pretty cool. Other than the usual offenders, family drama, you know. Family tends to be very sassy. People overreact about little things, making ant hills into mountains and whatnot. But and Comcast, man, they've been on top of the exorbitant, I believe that's the word, charges that I have. They like throttle my connection on top of it, and then it disconnects or shuts down altogether. Like it's like, wow, why am I paying you guys this much again? And it's like people are. Someone made a good point. Like, have you considered business? A few people mentioned this. IB Loud being one of them. What up, IB Loud? But
Hey.
they said, have you considered a business grade? And I'm like, I can't even justify it, just because I don't even feel like I should have to upgrade to business grade to get this decent internet like I had before with other residential ISPs. You know.
Right.
So we're talking about that. I think there's a lot of things we need to raise awareness of, kind of rally the people. And yeah, how's your week been?
Crazy. We've been gaming like crazy. We're CS:GOing it up with the team, and got a little bit more now. We moved. We got a new simulator game for my birthday on Sunday.
Uh-oh.
So, yes, my birthday was this past Sunday. Yes, and it was Father's Day, so I had kind of like a double day all to me. It was kind of cool. But we're having fun. We got a train simulator now, which is really cool, but it's real time. So if you don't like somebody rolling, like you don't like watching me adjusting speed and just rolling down the track, this game's not for you. Because it's actually, if it says it's going to take, if you got to go 60 miles, it's going to take an hour in a train. And it's real time. So that's why I like
Ooh.
it. So we are going to be doing a couple streams of that on, personal channels and everything like that. And but yeah, we've just been having some fun, man. Really. Get together with some of the different members and gang, and everybody's coming on TeamSpeak and just having fun. Arc is kind of really slow right now because I still can't figure out the server aspect of it. Even though I have somebody helping me, and it's still kind of I'm more nervous than anything, really.
Yeah.
Just about the Arc server, like I don't know, I don't want to let people down, so.
It's a shame when you do things like that as a public service, and then
people yell at me like, "What the fuck are you doing, OB?" Like, I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy.
You can't do something out of just kindness.
The brown
anymore.
gravy, though, not the white. It's all gravy.
That's one thing you could always guarantee. The internet will complain if they have room to complain about anything.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, you're a poser, or this design is crappy, or that logo sucks, or blah blah blah. It's like, well, what are you doing?
Anything that anybody can bitch about will be bitched about.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's just how. And then somebody told me this. Somebody told me this today. That if somebody's gonna bitch about something or complain about something, it doesn't matter. It's how you perceive it yourself. So if you think it's a bad, oh my God, my world's ending, oh, then that's on you. You have to perceive it that way. So each his own.
You know, the people that constantly criticize like that and always have to be know-it-alls and whatnot, they're usually the people that are doing the least with their life. Like, they're just miserable, so they want everybody else to be miserable. That's really what it is. Like, well, what are you doing? Show me what you could do.
Or to some kid that's sitting at home in mommy's and daddy's dime, playing the computer that mommy and daddy bought him, and being little, what was the term? Script kiddies or whatever it was? You know, just messing with people just because they can.
Kiddies, yeah.
You know? But, you know, it's all good. So we're out. This is HorsePLAY Live, guys. We're going to rock it out. Yeah. Tonight on the show, though, we got some good. We're going to dig deep. Like deep. Yeah. Gonna get wet. Actually means. All right, we're going to dig deep, guys. What net naturally means for customers, big businesses, gamers. Everybody has forgotten about E3 already, it's really a shame because E3 had some really great stuff. We're going to talk about some games that are on the horizon, stuff that's coming out over the next year. And then finally, for real this time, we are going to do it. We are going to do #DustOff. So hopefully, yes, we are going to do it this time because we say it every episode and then we don't do it because we ran on something. So, oh yeah, I forgot. I am sorry for this. We're going to have a little bit of light news. I know. It's okay. So, if you guys are new to the show today, this is your first time here, welcome to our silly party.
Woo!
One of us messes it up every time.
No, I was going to do something different. You saw me open my mouth, and I was like, nah, let's go. Woo. Woo.
But, oh yeah, I was supposed to make a weird sound, right? HorsePLAY Live is where geeks come to play and get in trouble. We are the flagship talk radio show for the GeekyAntics network in collaboration with AllGames.com. Our show covers all the aspects of geek culture with a special focus on indie and strategy games, technologies, social issues that geeks face every day, and of course community events. And God, do we rant. #rant. Yes, that's us. If we're not ranting, we're not HorsePLAY Live. Sometimes we even talk about tabletop and retro gaming. I know we do a big retro night on Friday night with YogiZilla. And, of course, if we don't do it, we have food that we talk about just because we normally get hungry about 45 minutes to an hour into the show. So
yeah, that's about right.
But just because. So, Yogi, why don't you tell it a little bit more about the show as a whole?
I've been requested to do my bit again, so I'm going to do it the way I usually do it. Woo! There you go. Yeah, we're live and uncut. Crazy things may happen. You know, we got show notes. They're pretty hefty show notes, but they're mainly just talking points. We deviate a lot from them. Well, Obi, not so much. But me, I just kind of use them as a baseline. As a result, we may say something offensive. And, you know, we do realize it's a hypersensitive world that we live in. Everybody's offended or bothered by something. Everybody has to complain about something we mentioned earlier. But, you know, we hope that the people that are drawn to us keep an open mind and just realize that it's all about having fun, you know, and enjoying some shenanigans. Because, you know, with a name like, you know, HorsePLAY, shenanigans are abound. I mean, and HorsePLAY had nothing to do with playing with horses. I mean, if you're a farmer or you race horses or you spend a lot of time doing the OTB, you know, on-track betting, whatever, you know, if you like horses or you're My Little Pony fan, you know, you're a brony, that's all good too. We ain't judging. Come as you are. Just remember that this is what we're about. We're just talking about geeky stuff, tech, gaming, you know, everything, you know, social issues that geeks face, all that stuff like Obi said. Yep. Word. The ad-lib, yeah, a little bit of ad-lib. Little something, I mean, here and there.
A little something. Yeah.
Switch it up a little bit. I don't want us to become robotic. You know, we have some staples that we keep doing, but you know, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Obi, not your turn, Obi.
HorsePLAY Live is every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific on Twitch channels GeekyAntics and YogiZilla. Sorry about that. My mic was going crazy. HorsePLAY Live replay now. You guys can check that out Thursdays at 5 p.m. on allgames.com. That's 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Go check that out. give us a listen for about 5 minutes. Would very much greatly appreciated. Yeah.
Word. Yeah, I think we went up to the 12th spot last week.
Nice. So we're back. We're back down from like 20, right?
Well, the thing that I find funny is that there's people that are tuning in right before us, and it's at other times for shows that don't even have new content, like they're repeats.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, I'm talking about like months or years old. That makes me a little sad. Come on, people, show us some love.
It's okay. They don't love us no more. You little bastards! Don't make me come get you.
Yeah, and you can listen to it on a mobile device, on the tablet, while you're on the go. Very convenient, because the All Games live feed actually works via Stitcher. They have the live station, so you can listen to it anywhere you can get Stitcher. Which, by the way, the consoles really need to integrate Stitcher and TuneIn Radio. They have iHeartRadio for the most part and Pandora, but those are not the best podcast apps, I feel. Anyway, that's a rant for another time.
Anyhow.
But what do we got?
Y'all so crazy.
What we got
next? I don't even know what to do. Oh, my bad.
Y'all so crazy? You left that lazy.
I know, for real, right? Okay, anyway, we're going to get right in. I'm working on new voices. Sorry, guys. So, right into it right now. It's time for the obligatory news with YogiZilla.
Ding! I was ready for you. So, Dads of Destiny, they're hosting a cystic fibrosis charity stream. They're calling it the Breathe Easy Memory Charity, in honor of the late Joshua R. Stokel. Now, I was not chummy, and then I wasn't aware of Joshua. Apparently, he was one of the big Destiny streamers, and it's amazing. That's why I've come to appreciate the game more. Like, even though Obi knows how I feel about MMO type games, even though this is an MMO light, I appreciate it because the community really does rally together. It seems like there's a lot of synergy there, regardless of what platform you're on. I mean, when I go to Destiny streams, there's a mixed crowd. There's people that are on PS4, Xbox One. Some people that can't even play Destiny because they're on PC strictly, or they haven't gone to next gen and they don't want to get on the current gen systems or whatever. But it is on PS3 and 360, Xbox 360. I forget about that all the time, but it's just amazing, the way people get together. This is the nice side of the internet. So this Saturday at noon, they just extended it for 48 hours instead of 24 hours. Saturday at noon Eastern, I believe, they're starting it up. And I was surprised when I Googled this, there was only one article that came up dedicated to it, by Polygon, no less. And say what you will about Polygon, they're on top of things. They have their finger on the community. You may not like their opinions and how snobbish they sound sometimes, but they cover a wide array of topics and content. But we're gonna see if we can work with them, if not stream as part of the rotation. If they have a different schedule, you can sign up for. They're doing it like in shifts. But yeah, Polygon covered. We're gonna see if we could work with Dads of Destiny. And I love that, like family first gamers, Dads of Destiny. I love that because that's something we're all about. So sadly, it's short notice. If I had known sooner, I probably would have set something up. Because you need to do an overlay for it to get people to donate. Otherwise, I would just stream straight from my Xbox. I do have a PVR, but I set it up. So I'm gonna see if I can stream. But if not, I would like to see if they would give us a blurb, a banner, or something we can put up on the website to raise awareness, and we could write like a short article on it. Because there's nothing really out there on Google. It's weird. Everything that comes up is about research for cystic
fibrosis.
Yeah, cystic fibrosis. Which, by the way, is basically, if I'm not mistaken, it's a genetic disorder.
Yep.
I'm actually grabbing this from somewhere that affects mainly the lungs, but also other organs. I knew it affected the lungs, but I didn't know it also affect other organs, like so many different organs. I know the pancreas is one of the main areas, and I know people that have been affected by this. It hits home for me.
My second wife my second wife, her child had cystic fibrosis. I quit smoking for him. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's really
The
big.
big sacrifice.
Basically, what happens is your liver, not your liver, your pancreas makes things for your. I have to get the terms and all that stuff out for it, but basically, it affects your lungs. It like we had to give him little little pellets. Like it was actually in a pill. We had to take apart and put the little enzymes, I guess they're called. His pancreas doesn't create the proper enzymes for him for his lungs. So therefore, he has to do breathing treatments 3 to 4 times a day. Like I said, I had to quit smoking cigarettes and just everything. It's a very severe case. I mean, you guys will see me every now and then. I'll stream with a red shirt that says, it has a horseshoe on it and it says cystic fibrosis on it. And because I used to do that, we used to, with some people down in when I lived cross country, we used to do a horse ride, not a bareback ride, but a ride, basically down the center of the interstate, which in hindsight, now that I think about it, was pretty stupid. But
oh man, damn.
And we'd go like miles, so it's a severe. I mean, but if we can definitely raise awareness for it, I would be honored to be a part of that. So, and I'm sure everybody else in chat and hell, a part of the gang would be honored to be doing that.
I feel like everyone, you get a lot of people that do these charity streams just because they know it's good publicity and they don't really care about the issues, but we authentically care. Like, I feel like everyone I run into in all my circles of friends and family, they either have diabetes, fibromyalgia, or cystic fibrosis. Like, it's so common. And then I did a little more research, and apparently 1 in 10 babies, I believe now, that seems really, high. 1 in 10 babies are affected by it. I'm like, really? That can't be right.
Well, it's a genetic disorder, so yeah, it's one of those ones where it's becoming more and more common as, and I'm gonna just say this because it's the only way I can say it without sounding like a dumbass. As more people grow up and they meet people from, as more of the species intertwines with each other, more of the people that started it are, having children and stuff like that. I mean, that kind of make me sound stupid too, but still, it's just basically people are, you have that little strain, and then you got to realize that it can only be activated really that has another person in it. Like my second wife, Luke, which is his name, God bless. Luke his dad had that strain too, so putting both strains together from X and Y gave it to Luke. You know what I mean?
So it's almost like a recessive trait where it's not
both parents kind of have to have it, from how I was told. Now, if I'm wrong in this, please somebody say that's not how it is. But from what I understand and from talking to the doctors and then even my ex-wife doing all that, it was that's how I kind of perceived it. Like both parents had to have it.
Maybe that's the context. Maybe it's the context. If both parents have it, they have a 1 in 10 chance that one of the babies will have it.
Yeah, but it's if I have cystic fibrosis, if I have any kids, my kids are more likely guaranteed not to have it because I have it, kind of thing. But it's the point where for a person to have cystic fibrosis, and I've met people literally that are 30 years old with cystic fibrosis. You can live, but it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard road to toll.
Man, that's rough. But if you are a Destiny streamer, and this is a game, everybody, I've been very honest. I have a love-hate relationship with it, but I have put a lot of time into it. Scaled back a little bit, and I will be reporting in with some of my minutes to kind of share where I feel I'm at with the game and what I feel has changed or not. But this community is something special, and there's a few things in the chat I want to mention real quick. Black Dragon said there's a nice side to the incident. Yeah. I think I may have mentioned that already. But yeah, there definitely is a nice side. We're seeing it here. And IB Last says it's like sickle cell. Yeah, but sickle cell is not as common anymore. I can barely hear anything about that. This is like pretty common. It's pretty pervasive. If you're a Destiny streamer, was that Albie?
Go ahead.
If you're a Destiny streamer and you could handle the wee hours, because I think that's the only thing that's available right now, go ahead. check out the schedule. Actually, you can contact Kevin from the West Radio Show because I think he's helping coordinate with the Dads of Destiny, and he's very involved with that community. And then just try signing up for to help the cause. All you got to do is stream and just promote it, you know. And you don't have to stream; you could just maybe just promote it, put a blog post up. They need the web presence because there's not nearly enough mention out there, you know. And our website gets tons of traffic. So I'm gonna say, hey, you want to get put together something, like we could put together something, just give us the talking points, and then we'll put something together, put a little polish, maybe some images in there, give us some images you'd like us to use maybe, and then or a video, and then we'll just pop it in there, like 500 words, bam, and just get it out there and then share it, because we get tons of traffic and I'll get eyeballs on it, because definitely want to see this kind of cause succeed, and very least raise awareness. But just wanted to make sure that we gave everybody a heads up, because we know lots of people that we know are affected by this terrible disease. On to happier. Okay, I read the stat wrong. It's 1 in every 3,000 newborns. I don't know where I got the 10 from, but still, that's really, really high.
Yeah,
that's really high. Where did I get the 10 from? Lord knows.
Nobody
I must have been reading
knows,
something else
Yogi.
earlier. But yeah, 1 in 3,000 is that's huge. Most diseases you hear of, it's like 1 in a million, or 1 in 10,000, 1 in 100,000. 3,000. That means someone in your neighborhood has it.
Right.
Guaranteed.
So Dragon did look it up. You are right about it, Ovi. It requires 2 with a mutated gene or 2 carriers to activate it in a kid. So.
That should have a kid within us.
And I bet you here and within a little while, like the first, the next couple of years or something, they're gonna actually put up a test. Like they have it now, but you have to like specifically ask for it. But yeah. I bet they're actually gonna be like, hey, this is something that you should get tested for, just in case you have that gene.
Yeah.
It'd be something to where it would be, it would suck about having a kid, and you can try it if you want to, but if you do have a kid, they're probably gonna have cystic fibrosis.
Yeah, it's interesting you mention that, because when you go for a checkup, something we take for granted, but unless you ask your doctor or mention some of the symptoms you'll be feeling or some of the changes you're experiencing, they won't run other tests. You have to specifically ask them, like, for you youngins that are sexually active and not using protection. Why? I don't know, but heat in the moment, it happens to all of us. But they won't test you for STDs unless you ask for it. Be proactive, people. That's why raising awareness is so important. If you start, sometimes some things don't show symptoms. You might have something, might not even know it. Sometimes you may want to just say, hey, let me just, a lot of the things, you can circumvent it with early detection. I mean, it's not one of those cases because it's genetic, it's hereditary, you're going to catch it. But still, be aware of where you're at so you could, adjust your lifestyle.
Definitely.
So, in happier news, Arkham Knight dropped, and the big drama is that the PC version is broken. So playing on a PS4, Xbox One, PFT is saying he's loving it, and he was just talking about he was saying that's the first thing he said in the chat after saying hello and good evening, and then he said then he was talking about Destiny. He said, I think Destiny needs to get rid of the RNG for the loot drops. Base materials are easy as hell to get, but once you need the rare materials, no reliable way to do it. And I actually corrected him because House of Wolves fixed a lot of those issues. It's easier to ascend weapons and make them current and viable for PvP and PvE. So House of Wolves was really good about that.
BFT just said too that he has 0 problems on PC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know other people that are playing on PC. So, but it's been a big blow up. But yeah, he said he's gonna check out Destiny, come back to it after he's done with Arkham Knight. He said there's a minor slowdown on the big fights, but no big issues outside of that on Arkham Knight. And I know people that are playing on it, so they made a big thing. I think there were some issues with distribution because some people pre-ordered it and got screwed out of the pre-order. Like they pre-ordered the Red Hood edition, and then the company, I'm not gonna drop names, but it's a lot of the common companies made mistakes. Said, oh, we're sold out of the Batmobile edition, and they just canceled the order. So they're waiting for it on release day. It's really the only reason you pre-order now, because the perks for pre-ordering are crap. And I keep saying, pre-order is not a good deal for the consumer. I'd rather just wait. Yeah, you're gonna miss on the zeitgeist, but don't make these companies rich. let someone else be the early adopter. Unless you have money to blow like that, then sure. But for the rest of us,
nobody I know, we're all cheap bastards.
Yeah. Yep. But what can you do?
AKA guy over there.
Yes, I am. But I get it. It's nice to be part of the water cooler conversations. Like,
right.
I'm playing all the games I'm playing on Xbox One are like old. Like the most current game maybe Sunset Overdrive and Farming Simulator 15.
Whoop, whoop. Sorry.
But it's not like that's the stuff that people are talking about. And which I'm fine because they're fun games. That's all that matters to me. So, if you're not part of the Xbox preview program, BTW, you should download the app and join in. This is one of the things they really emphasized during E3. But it's just great because I've been getting codes sent to me right on my Xbox Live inbox. I don't know if it has to do because I'm, media or whatever, but they've been sending me like codes for free stuff. I'm like, sweet, in-game content and beta codes and all that stuff. I'm like, awesome.
Oh yeah, dude.
So I recommend that you get
that way you can hook me up when I get my Xbox One.
Yeah, see, if you had one already, I would have hooked you up with Gears of War Ultimate Beta code.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. But hey, it's all good.
Well, there'll be plenty of stuff to enjoy.
I could do it on 360. I just don't want to start everything until I get that Xbox One because it's up to date kind of thing. But I don't know. I could do it on 360 if I really wanted to, but then I have to get a capture card and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, that's a whole other ball game.
That's too much money. I can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, that's not much else in not just news in gaming or tech, which is what we usually try to talk to here in the news. The newswire has actually been pretty devoid of goodies. At least things that stood out for me. I looked at the usual stuff, usual press releases, and nothing much to really. I think everybody blew their load going into E3 at E3. So
and before,
quiet times is good for us.
And before too, I blew my load before E3.
Just before E3.
Mm-hmm. I know. Really.
Well, it's your turn. Now it's your turn to talk. I'm gonna check the chat and see what's going on over here.
Of course, definitely. Guys, if you guys can't join us live, I think this is where we're at. Yep. If you guys can't join us live, it's the best way to experience all our geeky antics and all our shenanigans that we have. You guys can give us some send us some tweets. Obi1x2 at YogiZilla, at GeekyAntics, at Worst Radio Show, and Janelle number 5. Where you guys can reach us on, as always. But like I said, the best way to experience all this is being here live. Because if you're not, you don't hear the funny shit that I say all the time when I'm trying to read something and I just totally screw it all up. So,
not my fault.
Yeah, some of it's his fault, but it's okay. But you guys can. Otherwise, you guys can join us on the official HQ, which is GeekyAntics.net. You guys can comment, share, and join us on the forums, guys. We really want to see and love to hear what awesome geeks think. Yogi, what about you? Your turn.
So, yeah, we got some new content. We just got the article from Kraft and Gang. I think the Real Shade is the author, but Kraft presented this to us through the Heroes of the StormBuildGuide.com. That's a mouthful. You want to get that keyboard, that link juice. But they wrote a nice little piece about Heroes of the Storm as a League of Legends player, and this is from the perspective of a Diamond player. But he was actually really nice about what he said about the game. There's only one thing I didn't agree with, but it wasn't so much what he was saying, but it's how he said it. It could come off the wrong way. Like he said something about it being a casual game or casual friendly, and that's true. It is casual friendly, but a lot of people see that and they see, oh, it's not a deep game. There's not a lot of replay value. It's not challenging, and that's definitely not true.
Mm-hmm.
But we still have tons more stuff coming. I don't even know where to start. I'm not even gonna get into it right now, but we might have some Destiny content coming, some reviews. We might. I think I'm gonna. Like I said, I'm gonna do that little bit about the Dad's Destiny charity stream. Try to get that out before the weekend. So hopefully, you guys remind me to get that done. There's another one. There's another one I wanted to get out there. We have a Farming Simulator 15 review over at allgames.com. Probably just gonna put an excerpt of that on our website to kind of give that more love and generate more comments. But I put a lot of effort into that. I put a lot of photos in there, and I did scores.
I'm gonna get on there and comment either tonight or tomorrow.
I
saw that
too.
I did. I seen that, so I'm gonna comment on that. Actually, I'll do it right now.
Cool. Yeah, make sure you sign up over there too. On we keep talking about GeekyAntics.net, but allgames.com, they have a similar setup to us, and you could earn points and leave comments. And Derek welcomes everyone to contribute to that blog. So yeah,
Right.
pretty much it. Before I go any
Well,
further about the stuff in the pipelines.
Right, we don't want to ruin any. We don't want to give anything away exactly. Last but not least, guys, you guys can voicemail us at 206. That's 1-206-415-4987. We're going worldwide. We are worldwide with this show, so be in mind that it is a phone number for U.S. It's U.S. based, so don't forget. But if you guys do, we will play your message live. If you guys are shy, it's okay. You guys can email us too. Email is at mail@geekyantics.net. And then, of course, we'll respond to those emails on the respective shows. Respective. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Anyway, are we going to bring anybody in today? The channel?
I don't think I saw anybody in there. Let me double check.
What? There's 2 women. One's allowed.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
it? And the Rakdos, the Lord of the Rakdos.
Yeah, let's bring him in now.
Hey.
I had the wrong screen up. And shout out to Shadow Wolf 1999, who wants us to know that he's a demon that can control darkness, not a wolf.
I believe that is, if I'm not mistaken, is that Lord Rakdos' brother?
So it is.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I've been playing with him. I've been playing a lot with him on Farm Simulator. So, what's up, man? Welcome to the show, bro.
We're glad he finally made it.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's just we usually do, at this point. If you're new to the show, we usually do a man crushers and geek girl, where we kind of shout out our favorite members of the geeky community. But we're gonna jump right into our next segment. Obi,
Yeah, go ahead.
you're not gonna do the bit? Okay, you don't have to do the bit.
What?
This is our quickie. Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was petting my dog. She was going crazy right now.
Well, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
Oh, yes! Quickie.
I mean, you don't have to use a voice. I would have just done it.
No, the voice is completely necessary.
I've asked people to do it for me, and people won't. So I just do it on my
I think
own.
You've
IB
never
would do it.
asked me.
IB's down.
All right, here we go. Go ahead, do it.
Well, do you want it soft? Do you want a crescendo? Or do you want it like, oh! Ah! Oh, yeah! Ah!
That's not a quickie.
Oh, geez, baby! Yeah!
Man, if you're getting that for the quickies, good
That's
Lord.
not a quickie, dude. That's not a quickie. It's quickie.
Shadow Wolf. Well, we're
Lol,
going to
it's
tone it down
big
tonight because Shadow Wolf is underage, so we got to behave a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shadow
Now,
Wolf. Hello.
then again, the YouTube has far worse stuff these days.
Yeah,
and
he can
vines.
just. Yeah,
We're
You
probably
don't have to worry
tame.
about my bro.
yeah. But anyway, quickie, Yogi. What do we got for the quickie today?
Yeah, we're going to talk about net neutrality and the future of gaming. This is supposed to be a quickie, but we might go deep on this. So,
Oh,
Oh
deep.
yeah.
Oh wow.
How deep are we gonna go?
That's what I like.
who knows?
Let's go
I just want to
deep
make sure
on
we
your
get
ass.
some points out because there's a lot of talk about net neutrality and just the overall future of gaming and how the internet infrastructure is gonna, improve or advance gaming. But there's a lot of misinformation. I wanted to lead off with Forbes. I always talk about Forbes. I do not like Forbes anymore.
Right. Forbes
This
is just
is like-
something that compiles a lot of what people want to hear or want to see.
Well, Forbes' target audience is suits, and suits usually don't have any clue what's going on in the real world because they live in their own weird 1% world. So they're out of touch with everything else. And Forbes is just as bad. Like these guys, when they talk about stuff, they write very eloquently. The presentation is great, but gosh, they are so misinformed. So this is what Forbes says. They say that net neutrality is stupid. Oh, actually, no. They said net neutrality verbatim. They said, this is the title of the article, Why Net Neutrality is a Dumb Idea. So stupid quote incoming. I'm going to link this to you guys so you can read this on your own free time. I'm just going to let you know, if you're scared about your brain cell count, you know, maybe you put on a helmet or something. We don't want you.
One argument which trumps all others why net neutrality is a good thing.
What's that? You sound a little low again, bro.
Hmm?
Do what
Oh,
you
hold
did
up, let me
last
change
week
it.
to sound clear. Because towards the end of the show, you sounded so good. Talking to the mic. Kiss it.
How's that?
Don't forget the tongue.
Sound the same. Don't forget the tongue. Sound the same.
How's that?
A little better. There you go. And what are you
Okay.
saying?
Oh, why net neutrality is a good thing. Freeborn.
Well, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Now, here you go. Here you go. This is what Forbes said. Wouldn't it be great if a 2-bedroom, 2,000 square foot apartment on Park Avenue cost the same as one in Queens? Or if a front row ticket to a Broadway show cost the same as one in the mezzanine? Wouldn't it be great if you could buy a new BMW for the same amount as a new Hyundai? Or if the price of a Harvard education were equal to one from your local community college? These things are priced differently. They are not neutral. Nothing is neutral in a free market economy. And when I read this, all I could think of is this dude trying to call net neutrality communism? Like, seriously? Did you really just go there?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Now,
There's some semblance. You're probably not going to like it. You'll agree, but you won't like it. But there's some semblance to his point. His execution sucks, though.
Yeah, like, I get what he's trying to go for. And I
Yeah.
think net neutrality, the way it's currently being positioned and proposed by the FCC,
Isn't
sucks.
realistic.
Well, it sucks. Net neutrality, the way it's intended, and the way many of us, the proponents of it, the way we want it to be is very different. Because
It
the net
is.
neutrality that they're trying to propose is actually making ISPs happy. Because what it's going to do is essentially position, and it hasn't passed. I don't know where all people are getting all this information about it's passed. It's a done deal. We have a friend that.
There's some reality to what they're saying, but finish your point, and then.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, even if the bill passes, it doesn't mean it's going to take effect right away. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy to enforce. You know, that's a lot of things. People don't have realistic expectations. Here's the thing, though.
Agreed.
The basic premise is that the way net neutrality is being proposed right now by the government and all the powers that be is that it'll make the internet more of like a utility thing where it's metered and you pay for the service that you want or use and all this stuff. There's a kind of playing about how that works is it pay as you go, or everybody gets the same quality of service and you pay for more if you have greater needs. I prefer the latter.
Right.
If pay as you go is terrible. But you know, I think there's a simple. What it should be is, you know, you don't have any hidden costs, no bait and switching, because my ISP, Comcast, in some markets they charge Xbox connectivity fees.
Right.
In some markets they have data allowances, and I have to use my cell phone. I use my cell phone more than I use my home internet for a lot of things. Like when I'm streaming video, strictly cell phone. And then either I use my cell phone or I use my cell phone as a hotspot and then use the tablet or another device, Roku, whatever. Because I don't want to make them richer because of that. And then part of the reason they're doing it is because they're angry that people are canceling cable subscriptions. Well, maybe if they didn't have all these crazy hidden charges and they didn't have terrible customer service, people will keep the subscriptions. But people are canceling the cable because they don't want to lose their internet. That's what they're not getting. So,
I mean, to me, the long and short is this. People don't even understand that there's, 5 companies that actually control the entire backbone, and everybody else is just buying leases on that massive backbone.
Right,
So,
those are the tier 1 providers. Right.
see, you smell me. Okay, so I mean, you're looking at that. That's one. So most people really don't even know where this internet is coming from. And it's massive. It's kind of like asking AT&T to fix all the plain old telephone lines now that nobody uses. And they spent millions of dollars on those.
The POTS lines. Oh,
yeah,
I miss
you know
those
what I'm saying.
from my
right?
telecom days.
Right. So, what some people who've been very bright have proposed is that normal consumers who don't, up until Netflix and services like that kind of consume the market, people could literally, the average, internet user could literally survive on a decent channel sent down like a POTS line if they'd have really worked on that. I know you're thinking DSL, just hear me out. But if that had actually been worked on, there are people who could literally live off of that. It was known as dial-up back in the day.
Yeah.
You have some people who they instead of using the cable lines to get their television, they're doing it across the internet. So now you've got all this open bandwidth on cable lines. Once again, you could be sending a signal down the cable line that's not being used right now, and take some weight off of the backbone. You have the people who game. They're very plugged into the digital age, so they use bandwidth.
And gaming is one of the least resource-intensive things, unless you're downloading the digital
but
copies.
You understand what I'm saying. But so you've got those people right there. They're probably going to be your Google Fiber cities, and you've got cities out there who are working with big companies like Google, where the local government is trying to find a way to make it almost like a city benefit, part of the give tax breaks, so that because there is a cost for making sure that you've got quality equipment as fast as we're evolving.
So let me stop you right there, because
do you see what I'm saying? When you see those tiers, that's where, when people go net neutrality, trying to make everybody equal doesn't make sense. But when I say the tiers like that, then isn't that net neutrality? Because you've got people who have different needs. They just don't need to be on gigabit speeds. They're never going to use it.
So here's the thing. So there's a lot of things you mentioned here. So I don't want to go any further.
But you understand what I'm saying. So where I'm at. All right, go ahead. Bullet.
So, all right. Now, where do we even start from there? Now, if you Google Comcast sucks, pretty much 99% of the world that actually has used Comcast extensively hates it. And most of the people are stuck with them because they have a monopoly. That is not neutral. See, this is what this asshole doesn't realize. It's not about neutrality in pricing or fair pricing.
Right.
People are willing, like you said, they're willing to pay for more if they're getting the quality of service. But here, you're not getting quality of service, and on top of it, you're getting, hidden fees left and right. So I have a data allowance, and then when I go over it, they don't no longer cut off your service. They used to cut off your service. It's up to like a year they would do it if you abused it.
Right.
Or they used to throttle. But now what they do is they throttle and they charge you data allowances. And sometimes they throttle you before you hit that data cap. So it's like you're not getting the quality of service. You're not getting what you paid for. And then you're paying for, it's stupid. It'd be like the electric company charging you for kilowatt hours, but, but suddenly everything blows out because they're not feeding enough power into your grid.
Well, it's probably because you're in a red zone. You're probably in a zone where they're already battling problems with bandwidth as it is, bad pairs, and then you've got the red zones where they have a high turnover of like bad accounts, blah 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 blah.
That's part of the case, but
I'm just saying what you're describing typically means you're in a zone.
The bad accounts is because they're raping people.
Right, and we're not arguing. Yeah, I'm just kind of breaking down like, if this sounds like you on your account, you're probably in a zone.
Yeah, because Augusta and Atlanta, they both have this issue. Atlanta's one of the biggest cities in the United States. No matter what people want to say, it's growing, and they got a lot of tech companies moving out there, and animation studios, and all kinds of stuff going out there. So they're no little town, So it's stupid, yeah, and they do it to themselves, but they're just nickel and diming so bad, and they're creating more delinquent accounts as a result.
Right.
Now here's the thing. To me, what net neutrality should be is not, I'm a firm believer in small government. You don't want a government regulating everything and to the point where people don't know how to fend for themselves anymore and we give up our rights. But they should come in whenever there is an issue of potential monopolies, like antitrust stuff. That's what they need to enforce, because we don't want, like, there should not be a situation where people do not have alternatives. And I mean comparable alternatives. Because my alternative right now is satellite, and that's not going to work for what I do. Now for Tom, Dick, and Harry, again, like you mentioned, that's only surfing the web and maybe streaming video every now and then. That's fine. But I have much more advanced use needs than that. So I think what needs to happen, it needs to be some kind of guidelines and acceptable variance. People can still undercut prices or mark up according to what they feel is value that they're delivering. Fine, because that's business, all right? But, make it so that people could pay for what they actually use and what they actually need, so that, you don't have some asshole that doesn't realize that, streaming from 4 devices on his home network is hogging up bandwidth. Instead,
he knows.
Spend family time, and hey, all right, instead of 4 different people watching 4 different things, hey, let's get together and watch a movie together, and do that kind of thing.
That's not gonna happen.
But like I'm saying, in that situation, that's a problem. Like, if they want to pay the premium, then they pay the premium. But that's a situation where realistically they could adjust their usage habits. But when it's someone like anyone in this chat right now that's putting out content, they do YouTube videos, they do podcasting, they do Twitch streaming or whatever, or let's talk about gaming, digital distribution. We are so not ready for all digital distribution. The U.S. is number 8 in the world for broadband speeds and quality. How can we be supposedly the world leader, but we got shit internet? It astounds me. And when I compare prices across the world, this is why I say people need to stop making excuses. Like, the few people that troll when people are complaining about Comcast, how they're abusive with their policies and they misdirect customers and don't know, they have terrible customer service, which is all true. One of the worst rated companies out there across the board in terms of employee practices and customer satisfaction. There's a reason for that. They say, oh, well, it's a business. Well, I would hate for you to run a business because it would go bankrupt. Like, no, we understand business, asshole. It's not about being profitable. It's about being reasonable. Because it's better if you have collective economics where you have lots of people that are actively paying their account because they can afford it, and you can still reinvest into your infrastructure.
Right.
Rather than having,
But when it comes to utilities, when it comes to that, you've got to have it to where it's damn near government involved in the specific region, because all regions are different. Their disparities are different. They're going to have different, income bases to where one city can afford to have like the new latest hotness, and there's another city that can barely put 2 strings in a can together. So there has to be a certain amount where the network itself can have some semblance of a baseline. So that's the first thing that's
the minimally acceptable service level.
Exactly. And
that used to be a thing.
Right.
I remember with just residential internet.
Right.
This is when T1 lines were still a big thing, and DSL was just coming in. DSL is still viable. I love DSL, but that's a whole other thing. But they used to have this in the contracts, minimal level of service. Right. And most companies used to guarantee 90% uptime or better. Now you'll be lucky if you get that. Get out of town. It's such an abuse, and it's not because the infrastructure can't handle it. It's because they're doing administrative shutdowns and throttling, because
in some cases,
in a lot of cases, in more cases than not.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not trying to take the side of the corporations. I just feel I want to make sure that, it's like almost the devil's advocate neutral point. Is it fair? But here's the problem I'm having. the people I think that are behind putting the whole promotion out on what net neutrality really is using what's going on in China as a baseline. Because to be honest with you, if you really dig deep in the layers of who's lobbying about this and what's really going on, I'm sorry, it ties back to some of the people who are pushing out the stuff on the net you don't want.
Yeah.
Because they're making money. And if you literally put the net neutrality into place that even tech people could agree makes sense, it would segue them into an area where they're going to see a change in their financial future. They're not gonna, I mean, nobody's gonna stop watching porn, people. That's the word I'm trying not to say. But there are different levels of porn, and there are people in those different levels of porn that once you are able to segregate um, internet access based on a domain name, because if it's done correctly, porn wouldn't be able to have a .com. It's XXX. It's very simple to do. It's very easy to make sure that you know where you're going. It's secure. It's properly managed. But the people who make the most money would lose it if
Yeah.
things were done correctly. And that's the reason why it's like, yeah, Comcast knows it's got problems. They do. They do. They know they need that whole house cleaned out, and there's a whole lot of people who just need to jump off the bridge because literally you've already got a parachute. You'll be fine.
They got a golden parachute.
You feel me? You smell me? But the point remains is that at the end of the day, let's keep it real, people. The people who are going to lose the most money are the ones who like the system broken. How do they keep the system broken? By making you look at the people who are actually trying to fix it, because it is a problem and it is causing a loss of money and it is causing, a negative effect on the economy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, this is like,
who you think the bad guys are, you're not even talking to them.
here's the thing too, with the internet has become such a huge part of our culture that it's almost as necessary. I hate to say it, it's gonna sound crazy, but it's almost necessary as oxygen. If
Right.
the internet doesn't get to where it needs to be at, a lot of things are gonna fall apart.
Real. Yeah, a fire sale is real.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, Comcast, like anyone that tries to say Comcast is making smart business decisions or they're trying to defend them, I can understand playing devil's advocate. I do it all the time, but don't make excuses for them. They are.
I'm not.
Their campaign. No, I'm saying in general for people.
Yeah.
That that they purposely misinformed. They send key positions overseas. They bait and switch. They bully. And on top of that, they're doing they invest in small interest groups and lobbyists to get make it harder for people to take legal action against them, because they know what they're doing is treading a very gray area. It's going on a very thin line. It's dirtbaggish what they do.
Okay, but we're not even going to go there. And so I get all that, but we don't have to fight fire with fire. And that's all I'm saying. The point that I'm making when it comes to this is that, if people who can vote literally just paid attention to the local government around them, they don't have to take on the big issues. Don't care about it at that point, because by that point, you finding the needle in the haystack of a truth is like trying to find God with no Bible. It's not going to happen.
On that end,
but you know what I'm saying, right?
I think it's easier to manage at a local level, and obviously local is the easiest way to go. But what's even more important, that why don't they just break up these huge companies into baby bells like they did, back in the days with the telephone companies? I think that needs to happen. Some of these companies are too big to fail, and it's bad because
exactly. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? That's why I said if people just started with what's going on in their local area and just pay attention to that first and those decisions, it's going to trickle up, because the people who take care of what's going on around you control a lot of the dialogue that's happening for the next tier up and the next tier up, and it rolls upwards, and you'll know at least what you need in your area. And if people really knew how to put pressure on the politicians that are dealing with their constituency, it wouldn't be that way. But you have people trying to speak on stuff and they're not even really sure what the situation is, or what they really should be caring about or who they should really support because it's too big. Well, yeah, you're trying to solve the world's problems. Just work on your block first. Because literally, if people thought about it on their block, there are neighborhoods that have gone into agreements with companies to take care of like the utilities for Google Fiber. Petition cities. Can we come in and take care of it? There are cities who they got together, they took care of it, and you don't hear a word out of them. They don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, that's
But do you see what I'm
definitely.
saying?
But it's just funny, like the expectation. When I talk to Comcast, and I hear this from so many different people, that their approach to it is a very inauthentic. I'm sorry that several people that work for us gave you the wrong information and tricked you to go into a contract. We're sorry, but not really. But here's how you can manage your internet usage. And they're trying to tell me what to do. Like, did you know that do you use a lot of Netflix or Hulu? Those use a lot of bandwidth. I'm like, and I told, and this is where it gets. We're gonna wrap this up soon, but this is where I know they're full of shit. My router is almost $300 router, right?
Okay.
It's got stateful packet inspection.
It's got the hotness.
It's got QoS packet management. It's got it meters the usage.
Right.
So I metered the usage on each node.
Right.
And compared it to what they were saying was my data usage, they were reporting 2 to 3 times as much data as I was actually using. So then, to further prove my point, I unplugged everything from the power. No one could go into my internet connections. It's not happening.
No.
And in one day, I went from 90% usage to 100% with nothing connected. How does that happen? Of course, when I
6-hour delay.
Yeah, no, but still.
Their systems aren't real time.
I
That's
know,
the
but
answer.
for a whole 24. Oh, that's gonna be the cop out. Like, so for 24 hours, that whole 24 hours. What about if I told you 48 hours? What's your answer then? You got 40-hour delay suddenly? Yeah, cause that's the cop out. They got so many cop outs. It's great. They passed the buck. Yeah. But it's just funny. Like they expect the users to adjust the usage. This is the problem. A lot of these stupid policies that only Comcast seems to be doing, because everybody else is getting rid of their data usage and the throttling because they're getting sued. No, listen. Okay. AT&T got sued. A bunch of other companies got sued, and now they're doing it right because they were just doing bullshit. It was just bullying. There was no reason to do it other than they wanted people to pay for a faster internet connection. That's all it was, to create the perceived value of getting a better connection, not because their system couldn't handle it. All right.
Yeah.
In some cases,
all I was going to say is, did you notice the two companies they tell you, they use the most bandwidth, are the two companies that are killing them?
Oh, exactly.
So
of course.
I'm saying, I'm not saying they're innocent.
They did it to themselves.
Why else would they tell you that? You know what I'm saying?
They did it to themselves.
Exactly.
Why doesn't cable make it so you could just buy channels a la carte or build your own bundle? I don't want all these hundreds of channels. They're bullshit.
Right.
Maybe you could tack on a few channels that I know, like they throw you money or whatever.
Watch.
But I get how it works. They have these partnerships, whatever. But let me pick the channels that I really want and pay for those. And then if you're sneaking some other stuff as bloatware, fine. I might eventually flip to those channels. But let me get what I really want. But they have it, like, they're so behind. And that's the problem. All these stupid policies go back to like around 2007, 2008, when streaming and downloading wasn't nearly where it's at now. So like all this technology has advanced except for the internet providers who are like herpaderp. Oh yeah, people use the internet to view web pages, right? They use the quarter-deck mosaic and the Netscape Navigator, right? That's what the kids are doing these days. Like what the fuck? Do you not know what people use the internet for? Like, seriously?
No, they don't know.
It's so funny. Like, what do you want me to use my internet for? Why you give me all this speed and then slapping me on the hand when I actually use it? It's the dumbest thing ever. And the thing is, I can't wait for when the big studios and publishers in the gaming industry start lobbying against them, because they're like, yo, people are not buying our multiplayer game. They're not playing online and getting our DLC. What the fuck's going on?
I've been waiting for you to get to that part, because the only group of people where there's enough. That's why I was focusing on the money. The only group of people who have enough to lose, especially with esports, money-wise, that are completely legit and squeaky clean, is the gaming industry and the gamers. That's why I said get involved in your local government. Don't take it from a big issue. Start small so that when everybody figures out, when the gaming companies start figuring out, wait a minute, y'all trying to cut into our profits here. When the software companies like Microsoft are like going, hold up, wait a minute, Comcast,
Yeah.
you trying to screw everybody.
Yep.
See, people,
The Twitch
we
community.
can't fight them
The
by
Twitch
ourselves.
community.
But exactly, we can't fight them by ourselves. But you pit a couple of corporations about their size against them, you're going to see a brand new day. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh,
That's
and
what I
that's what I'm
meant.
saying. Like, there's
But no,
already
hold on.
800
All right,
gorillas there.
I've shut up enough now. There's two reasons. There's two problems with that. Loud. First problem is, if you get a corporation that does that, right? All that corporation's going to do is, are they charging me the same? Yep, they are. So we're going to go into, and the corporation's going to send one or two people, depending on what it is. One of them's probably going to be a lawyer and say, all right, what can you do for us? Either you do something for us, or we're going to boycott your whole fucking world.
Exactly.
So then they say, well, hey, we're going to give you, even though we're not giving anybody else, we're going to give you this 200 down and say 50 up is what they can get the max of or whatever. And then we're going to lower your bill on top of that. Just because you're a big... No, hold on.
No, I'm confused. How does that help them? Because they still got... I mean, I'm sorry, you still got...
That helps them.
Microsoft,
Like, you're not going to get...
subscribers.
Right.
You can't access it. So that doesn't help them.
What I'm saying is that's what a big company is going to try to do. Instead of fighting something like that, they're going to try to say, what can we do as a... Because big companies don't have the same anything that a small company has because of money.
But you're not understanding my point. What I'm saying is that, say, for example, they get with Comcast, and Comcast is like, okay, here's my problem. I can cut you a break. And it's like, still, that's not helping me because my normal people can't connect to my service, so my subscriptions are going down. So what you going to do for me? How about we bundle? I can see them saying the bundle thing, but...
But they only keep that bundle for 6 months. Okay? This is something that I have gone to my personal provider, which is Charter. Far better than Comcast. Sorry,
Oh, yeah. Charter
Rip.
is awesome. I love Charter.
But we're going to do, and I've asked them seriously, and I've even tried to get into a meeting with, the higher-ups, even just, not a board member. I don't want that. They're not even here in Michigan. But just somebody that can actually tell me the reason. Like, nobody at the cable company, internet company understands what a streamer is. Because then the one thing that everybody says to me is like, well, your internet should be fast, sir. You have 60 download. Oh, I don't give a fuck about download. I'm a streamer. And I said, do you know what a streamer is? And he goes, well, yeah, you stream. You stream to other people. I said, yes. Yeah. So how does that run exactly? Do you know how that, well, when you download stuff, and he was talking about download. I said, you realize that if I told you right now that half of what you just said was wrong? Oh, no, I'm reading it from the book, sir. I said, I don't care. A streamer or a podcaster or anything has to upload to the internet. So therefore, when you're chopping our upload down to, some people have 30 and 3 or 60 and 5 or 30 and 5 or whatever it is, how it is. Mine right now is 60 down, 5 up. Why can't I have more upload? So if I want more upload, and it goes up to 10 in Michigan, I can go and spend triple the money and get a business class internet. Well, now I'm spending a lot more money, and my family can't afford that. So I have to just say, okay, I can't go with Comcast. Sorry, Yogi, but Comcast in Michigan is really fucking good. But I can't go with Comcast because, of course, there's the monopoly thing. With Comcast and Charter, they're like arch rivals, dude. Like, if you come into our area, we're going to fucking all-out war on you. They can't. BS. Like, I live in North Holland, and, like, South Holland, where one of my teammates lives, he lives in there, and he has Comcast, where I have Charter. And we're literally 5 minutes away. Literally. I can get in my truck, and I can drive 5 minutes down the road. I'm at his house. Yep. Literally. And it's just that division. Where if the United States government would actually say, okay, internet companies, no more of this bullshit, monopoly crap to where another company can't. You might have internet
You mean
companies
kind
that
of like they did
want
with
to.
telecommunications?
Yes.
Because that was a wonderful
With
experiment.
Southern Bell. Southern Bell is one of the biggest.
And you're liking how this happened?
No, I'm not. Listen, you're not taking anything I'm saying right now, are you?
No, I'm not. Well, no, I mean, I'm kind of confused. Only because they already screwed up with the Ma Bell one.
But I'm saying, but with Southern Bell is a huge, where Southern Bell had everything south of the Mason-Dixon line, like kind of, to where they said, okay, dude, you're way too big for your goodness, you're way too big for yourself. We're going to tell you, all right, that you have to break this up within the next 6 months or you're getting huge fines and blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
They need to do that with the internet companies too, to where, like, if there's a startup that wants to start up and being an internet provider, they can't because they have nowhere to have customers because everybody's got everything locked down already. Whether it's AT&T, whether it's Google, whether it's Comcast, whether it's Charter, whether it's DirecTV with their internet. I think they have internet, but all this other stuff, and they do now.
Yeah.
But there's I wish, why can't it just be? There's no equality in anything in the internet, and even cable.
Competition is a beautiful thing. It keeps you honest.
Yeah, and that's
when you lose competition, bad things happen.
And that's what they've done is they've eliminated the competition. They've eliminated the fact that they have other people right down the road that are trying to get these customers' business. So instead of making the customer happy and keeping the customer happy to keep their business, they're just saying, okay, well, go ahead, do what you want to do. But by the way, if you cancel our service, you have to pay us another $550. Just saying.
Well, that's because you sent the contract thingy. But I'm just saying, okay, this is where I'm so sorry. I'm a bit confused, and you're just going to have to work with me here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, consumer-wise, they split up Ma Bell. It did not improve. People, it's a mess. It's a hot mess because it's still AT&T lines. Everybody had to build their own network. The war is real, and honestly, they're all the same monster. It's just what kind of dress he's wearing. That's it.
But over the United States, the phone services, and this is kind of why they, in my eyes, why they broke up Bell, Southern Bell or Ma Bell, however you want to call it, why they broke them up is because the phone is different than the internet or TV because the phone is considered a life-saving device in every state of the United States. If you have a phone service, okay, it has to be affordable enough to where even the poorest families can get them. No offense if there's anybody here, and to where it has to work because it's a life-saving device. So the phone company, right. But I'm saying that I still know people, but no, I'm saying
when the power goes out, you need a landline.
I still have friends to where they actually don't have cell phones because either they live out in BFE and can't get service, so they have a landline. So you got to remember that even though people have cell phones, the telephone is still a life-saving device. Oh my God, my friend just got impaled by a tree. Help! Not impaled, but that kind of thing. They have to keep that up. So the telephone service, Ma Bell, that is totally a whole different thing from what we're talking about now. Because of that's that kind of that they broke it up because they need to have it. They were so big they couldn't accommodate everybody's. Hey, my phone's dead, or they couldn't. They basically broke it up into littler sections so they could actually manage it better. Now that they're doing that, now they're not actually managing it better. It's actually falling apart. But that's not on me. That's on them. I mean, that's on the United. I wouldn't even say it's on the government. I would say it's on the people that are trying to run these things.
Right.
That's just me. That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking anything that's being said. I am not trying to sit here and take anyone's side. I was just stuck on when you said, yeah, the government should come in. I'm like, that atrocity they called the phone service, you want them to do that to the internet? Phones are very easy to understand. Doesn't really take rocket scientists. rocket science
No,
to get it. I mean, there's complications to it, but most people will get a phone. 90% of the people in office still don't know what the internet is, and you want them to. Ooh, that makes my whole head hurt.
No, I'm not saying it like that. I want them
that's what I'm asking.
I want them to eliminate the regulations for. Can I finish before you start making noises?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pick on you, hon. I'm sorry. I'm really not.
I want them to eliminate the regulations saying that I can't go to a different company. I want them to stop the monopoly. Is what I want them to do. I don't want them to break companies up, because that would breaking the infrastructure of a company is just killing the company as a whole. I don't want them to do that, because that's something like Comcast, Charter, all these internet services. There's people that actually started back in the day and had a dream. I have a dream, that kind of shit. But it's to the point where the government needs to make a way to where they can stop the monopolization, not the companies themselves. But just because really if Yogi could go somewhere else, he would. But no other company is allowed in his area, because of Comcast has that area on lockdown. Like with the government, like, you can't come into my area because this is mine. I pay for it, or I do this, or I have a contract or whatever.
Yeah, no,
they need to stop that, is what I'm talking about.
Right. Okay. And see that totally makes sense. That's why I was like saying the things I was saying to kind of figure out where in the whole shebang you were talking. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be condescending or make you feel any kind of way. I was literally like, I'm so lost.
I be lost.
It's okay. So I mean, do I get it? Yeah. After seeing what life can be like once you move over to the, you
dark
move
side.
over from consumer to business, it's getting kind of tempting with since doing so many data intensive things with streaming, because when you pay that little extra bit of money, don't get on the phone and your stuff's not working. It's taken care of with the quickness, people. It gets taken care of with the quickness. It's not, it's no funny thing. It happens. I've worked for companies that were, that were on Comcast, and in the business section, you can go with different companies. They have to, right? And moved them over to a totally different company called Cavalier, and same pairs. I'm listening to the tech guys come out going, it's the same pairs. It's our same network, right? I'm like, yeah, but there's a difference. See, you have to come out and fix these when it's a third party that's selling the service, as opposed to when it's them. So we were on a DMARC where all the pairs were bad, and they didn't want to have to fix them. As AT&T don't have to fix them, because so long as they're on the maintenance schedule, everything's gravy. If you're with another carrier, FCC says they have to fix them because they're dependent on, you know what I mean? So
I do. And we're basically saying the same thing, just in two different ways. Totally different ways.
Yeah, and I didn't understand what you're saying, so that's all. That's all
I'm right, you're wrong in a discussion.
Well, we gotta keep it moving. So, but real quick, with saying in the chat, the only problem this is saying Black Dragon is saying that the only problem with doing the shared framework is that, unlike with phone service, you have to run extra cabling and all that stuff. So who's gonna pay for that? And I get that, but there's ways to do it. There needs to be some way to get that. Maybe people petition and subsidize it somehow. Maybe get a pre-sign up, and then a company says, all right, it's worth for us to build out to this area because we have this many pre-sign ups. And then, then the company sees how many the competition that the already established provider says, oh man, we're gonna lose all these customers. All right, let's work with this other provider and see if we could maybe work with them or something, or maybe we could give better value to our existing customers so we don't lose them. It'll force good things to happen.
Right.
In theory. I mean, it'll put pressure where it needs to be.
And you got to think about it too, with why they are monopolizing all this stuff. And I'm going to use yours. That means why Comcast is doing that. So because they don't have to get out and actually work. They can be lazy and say, well, nobody can take our customers because we're not allowing anybody in here. Ha 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 ha.
Oh yeah.
If they were actually have to do that, they'd actually have to work to keep your business. That's what business should be. You have to work. That's what streamers do. They have to be able to be. They have to work to keep you watching them.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
No, but there are options, and I want everybody to know that I have filed a report against Comcast with the FTC. I'm working to get some stuff going with the FCC. So that's in the pipelines. And I filed a Better Business report against them. So the Better Business Bureau.
That's good.
So fuck them in the ear, because there's just too many strikes. I'm usually patient, but I'm hemorrhaging money because they are making up numbers, overcharging me. And no one that you talk to, no matter how much they escalate, okay, sir, we're gonna escalate it to the tier 3 support now. And then no one can do anything useful except say sorry. They just say it in different accents.
Sorry, I'm so sorry for what we are doing to you.
That's it. I'm sorry, sir. I do not have access to that system. Like, what the fuck can you do? Can you tell me something useful you can't do? And then they always end the call. Like, is there anything else I can help you with? No, because there's nothing you can help me with to begin with.
Well, that's why they outsource the jobs. Honey.
Thank you for calling.
Oh, I know. It's great.
Thank you for calling Comcast. Have a great day.
People defend us like, well, if all those jobs were filled by Americans, they ask for too much money, then that price would be passed on to consumers. Shut the fuck up. It's the fucking fat ass executives that make millions of dollars a year, go into the office maybe once or twice a week, and spend the rest of the time getting their dick sucked and fucking going to the golf course, on our fucking dollars. All right. Then that money doesn't trickle down. Yeah, welcome to the new trickle-down economy. That's what it is. The poor corporations, they need to outsource or else they go bankrupt. Oh, boo-hoo! No. I understand what a small to medium-sized business sends jobs overseas, because they literally need to.
I thought you were gonna say dick. I'm sorry.
No, but
that was just what you're thinking about.
But no, it's just I love that when people are like. You get those guys that like they were born with a spoon in their mouth, so they think it's just like us, middle class people being entitled again. Like, oh, you don't understand what it's like to run a Fortune 500 company. Oh yeah, I don't know anything. I just happen to work at Wall Street and a bunch of Fortune 500 companies. But you wouldn't know that because you're already prejudging. Fuck you. It's the money is there. It just needs to be shuffled around. And they can still pass value down to the consumer if they stop putting the butt plugs in their asses. Maybe a few less butt plugs every week. They don't need freaking diamond covered butt plugs. That's just a little too much. There's places they can save money. One less cup of Starbucks a day. I don't know, less caviar. They don't need to suck freaking caviar out of a hooker's belly button every day. They're freaking blowing money.
T. Collins. I can't see it because it's blue and that black, but yeah, he's got 5 download, and he can't even change ISPs because of this bullshit.
T. Collins, if I had AT&T, and right up the street, people have AT&T, the moment they come to my area, and they said it's supposedly, I've been talking to them, I said, build out here, I will jump on it, and they're thinking about doing it, I'll jump on it. I'd rather have a slightly slower internet connection that's more reliable and has a better upload. Because you can get SDSL through AT&T if you're close enough to the CO, and you'll get the same upload as you have downloaded, 2 channels, and it's perfect. Even if you do it on a dry loop, which means you don't have to have an existing landline. I am a big fan of DSL, and I would jump on top of that shit. Fuck
ride
Comcast.
it like a rodeo show.
Yep. Fuck Comcast in the ear.
I just want the normal. I just want speeds that I can actually. Basically, I don't want to be able to, watch 20 movies at once or have 10 streams open. No, it's not that. I just want the reliability and the consistent service.
God, yeah.
When I watch a stream,
asking for much.
And I think I might, I originally thought it was like maybe malware with me, but on a consistent basis, I'll be watching, one of the pro matches, like for CS:GO or League of Legends, or I still watch League of Legends. Get over it. Some stream on Heroes of the Storm or another podcast, and I'll be watching it, and then of course, then my ISP, I call it a burp. They burp, and my internet goes down for a second, which then stops the stream.
Right.
and then it comes back up. Then I have to reload the page.
Right.
And it's like, really? It's doing this again? Like, it's like my modem's fine, everything's fine. It's just my ISP is shit.
Right.
You know, so who cares?
That herp-a-derp.
I know.
Gotta
Well,
love it.
and that's what it is. It's just like a little, like a millisecond of the internet going, fuck you, but then it comes right back on, which then it doesn't reload the video once you lose it. So then you have to reload the page. Yeah.
We're gonna wrap up that discussion. We'll revisit that, but just educate yourself on what net neutrality means, and get involved in ways that are meaningful. Educate yourself and help others be aware of what their rights are. It's not about being entitled. It's about holding everyone accountable, no matter how big they are. No one's too big to go after. Fuck that. If you gotta go through leverage people that have more pull than you gotta go through the FTC, whatever. You gotta jump through hoops. It's worth it, because if that's the thing, the reason they get away with it, and there are documented cases where people are abused by ISPs doing these kind of shady practices, that the moment they file a FTC report, a complaint against them,
Right.
suddenly their internet speed gets increased and the data cap gets removed. No more throttling, no more data usage charges.
Mm-hmm.
I've
I'm
seen
not
these
saying
reports
dirt doesn't
several
get done.
times.
Well,
Yeah.
why don't you do that so you can get yours done?
I'm working on it.
Go faster.
I finally had enough of it. I didn't want to make it stink, but you know what?
I missed you not
I'm
online
a patient
streaming,
guy,
dude.
but
Dude, seriously, because like when you were streaming all the time, I could sit there and play with my son or do whatever, and we'd have you on, and he'd laugh at you because you're like, look at Yogi, he's dying, and we have
I
fun
know.
because I'd hook it up
know.
to the big screen in the living room. There's nothing like watching a freaking retro game on a 50-inch. It's awesome. And then hearing my son,
I miss it so much.
hearing my son laughing his ass off because you died. It was just funny. And now he can't
I
do
mean,
that
I
'cause
remember
you never-
Retro
almost
Fridays.
cried when you couldn't actually beat that boss because of a game glitch.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
that's what I'm talking about.
You talking
Yogi
about
died.
Secret of Mana?
Yeah, Yogi died.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Morgan Shadow Wolf in here. Let's pull him in real quick. But oh gosh, dude, you should see some of the recent ones. The amount of cussing and raging. But yeah, I miss it. I used to do Retro Fridays. Used to be like 2 to 4 hours each time, and now I do an hour, 2 hours tops, because I have to be mindful of the bandwidth usage. Because the Comcast gave me useful tips on how to better manage my data usage instead of fixing the root cause problem. Which
Wait,
is
didn't you go to
fixing
school for
fucking
that?
service. Huh?
Didn't you go to school for that?
For what?
Networking and data usage and all that other bullshit.
Oh, that's what I did for like over 15 years.
But I'm saying that's
did
your career,
coding
isn't it?
jobs and stuff.
Okay.
I mean,
Just checking.
nowadays I don't really do as much. It's still people. No matter what, you're always gonna be the computer guy. Like, hey, can you write this program? Hey, can you fix my computer? Hey, can you fix my toaster? It's like, one of these things is not like the other.
Computer, yes. Toaster, I'm not a mechanic. Thank you.
But yeah, anyway, let's jump into back to our E3 discussion from last week. Because I know we're running short on time, but
Already.
there were some things that Obi was telling me that we didn't really get to cover. We kind of glanced over. Now, I know Lord Rakdos, we just heard a few seconds ago, was a big fan of Battleborn. All right? All right? Now,
He just has to go to the bathroom now because he just nutted in his pants.
I double checked
Great.
all my press releases and stuff. There still wasn't that much in there. It was really skimpy. But I do have the official site on gearboxsoftware.com. And I did a little more digging. And they during E3, they had 10 playable characters.
In chat.
The game is shipping with 25. Built in. Not DLC, not expansions, not microtransactions. You get them as part of the game.
Ooh.
25 characters. Now, the people want to keep harping, well, this is more of a Borderlands game than a MOBA, but it's still got the MOBA element in there. There's just different kind of MOBA. People just don't, they think MOBA, and if it doesn't look like League of Legends, they're like, that's not a MOBA. Like, shut up. There's other MOBAs that are not League of Legends. Trust me. They don't have to look and feel the same way. That would be no fun.
The irony being, League of Legends claims to be an RTS.
Yeah, ARTS, action RTS.
Oh, yeah.
Action
'cause
real-time strategy. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, Even Blizzard, it breaks my heart sometimes because they don't want to own it. They're like, we're a hero brawler. No, just say you're a MOBA. Bring some credibility to the MOBA space. No, don't. It's okay. I know it has taint, but you guys can bring it some love again.
Bringing love and back.
But Battleborn, yeah. Battleborn, I know they're still saying it's going to be released this year, but I don't know. I think it's going to be next year. But they're working really hard on this. They said that they're putting 5 times as much effort into each character in this game than they did in the characters in Borderlands. That's a big statement because, I mean, Borderlands is their flagship brand. It's what got them put them on the map because a lot of people don't know this, but the Gearbox team originally was responsible for creating the first Halo Online code.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Interesting.
And then, but they got really, Borderlands is what got them known. And they said that they felt well commercially with Borderlands. That's why they're packing so much value into this game. And that gets me so excited. The only thing that has me a little concerned is that they're returning back to the multiplayer space where they have experience with multiplayer code and online experiences and all that. That's cool. But they're saying that they promise strong co-op as always and a strong campaign. But they're saying there's also going to be a huge multiplayer scene, competitive scene, a competitive experience that will be esports ready. And I'm like, oh man, can you really do all of those things to great effect? And then on top of that, if that wasn't auspicious enough, if those weren't enough overachieving goals as it is, they're saying that with the way they have the talent trees and the thousands of choices you could do, like some of the choices are more binary than others, right? But you know, the different combinations you can get in character builds, which are situationally adaptable, much like Heroes of the Storm, they're saying those thousands of choices will be perfectly balanced for competitive play. But can they do it? We will see. But I recommend that you follow Randy Pitchford, the president of Gearbox, if I'm not mistaken. He's at Duval Magic because he's been giving out codes for things, Borderlands inclusive, whole games and in-game content. And that Twitter stream has been pretty generous. We gotta snag it up though, because I was like 20 minutes late to snag up one. It was already redeemed. Like, damn it! Who doesn't like free stuff?
Me.
Wait, who said they don't like free stuff?
I don't know.
Oh, was that you?
No, of course not. Why would I say something like that?
So wait, what's going on here in the chat?
A lot of things are going on here in the chat.
Oh, so people play the MOBAs?
Yeah. Like GeekyAnti was like, I don't know why there's a lot of people that play those. I just can't get into. I tried Heroes, and like Heroes is just something that you like unless you if you can't get it like on your own, like to go in with somebody, like part of the gang
I
or
told her that.
Well, anybody that it's fun. It's a lot more fun that way. It really is.
Yeah, I agree. Like, but she's part of our GeekyAntics family.
The stream team at that.
Yeah, I love her. Christine, listen, we gotta play together. We just gotta commit. We get the whole crew together and play. It's such a different experience. Like, I love the game by myself, but when we get everybody together and we're getting all amped and we're like, oh, watch out, he's gonna get you. Oh, there's a guy missing the lane. And it's like, it gets really intense. Like, it to me is as intense as like playing Crucible on Destiny. It's just like so action packed.
Right.
And Heroes of the Storm, I think, is definitely the best entry point if you're otherwise not into MOBAs. Now, Gigantic might change that. If you prefer the presentation like that, Gigantic, Smite, Battleborn, those are all good options. But it depends on what kind of gameplay you enjoy. I know that overhead, the isometric view is kind of off-putting for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Sparta show in the house, Big Mike in the house. He's moving soon. Where you moving to again, man? We got a nice bustling crowd in here.
Are you moving out of Washington?
No, I think he's moving. I think he said he was moving to another town in Washington.
Okay, because I want to be able to come visit you guys when I move too. So don't move out of Washington, please.
Yes, and you can help Mike get on point with the podcasting stuff because He calls his shows a podcast, but he doesn't upload to iTunes. Oh, called out, son.
I didn't say anything, Mike. That was all that. Yeah,
Obi,
that dude.
We'll send Obi as the technical advisor.
Yeah, whatever.
He'll be my understudy, and I'll send him over.
Do this and do that. Do it. Do it.
And if it doesn't work, punch it.
Punching works everything. God damn it. Okay.
So Obi, you talked about Ion last week. That was your pick.
Oh, dude. I can't wait to play that game.
Now, I try to look for some real gameplay.
There isn't any.
Yeah.
Not yet.
It looks the trailer looks very tempting. It looks now. All right. Now this is the thing that scares me about it. Sean, the creator of Daisy, I believe that's his name. Sean Hill, I believe is his name. He's a cool guy. Awesome accent. I think he's Australian, maybe. But
I think so. I don't. Anyway.
But he doesn't have a good track record of seeing things through or keeping with deadlines. And I get it. It's hard when you're an indie. But he said that he was honest. He said that he learned from his mistakes. He's learned to manage expectations better. And he's really excited about this. He's not making big promises like they're doing with other games. I think this is No Man's Sky without nearly as much hype behind it. And with a more, perhaps, more focused, structured experience. Like, when you saw from the beginning of that one trailer they showed on the E3 stage, it looked like you had that whole universal galactic kind of map.
Yeah,
where
you don't have that. You don't have that. That was just something. No, it's the reason I'm gonna like it. You do have that map where you can zoom out, but not that in depth. That was done by the devs in their stuff.
But it's gonna have
there is gonna be
driven, right?
Yeah, if you think about it, and don't think about it that it's gonna be like this, but the kind of mechanics that it has with the multi-worlds is gonna kind of be like Star Trek Online. If you've ever played Star Trek Online, it has to where you can go to certain systems, or you can zoom in. Like, you can't zoom in, you just click on the Star Trek. Here, you're supposed to be able to actually scroll wheel or zoom in on a part of the space map that you want to zoom in on, and then you'll see the stars. And they were saying eventually, like, every star that you see out in the world, you can go there. Like, you can move your mouse and go there. But having that much content, and I mean, that's going to be a huge freaking game. But still, I can't wait to see what's going on with it. I really, really, really enjoy it.
And don't get me wrong, No Man's Sky looks very promising, but I think they set the bar so high when they first announced it. Like, they first revealed it, last E3 was, or two or 3 years ago, maybe. They've had time to work on it.
They're trying to go above and beyond that, and they're having a hard time doing that, basically. Instead of No Man's Sky.
To me, No Man's Sky is more high concept, perhaps artsy-fartsy. Like, it looks beautiful. It looks like it's a very sandbox kind of game. But Ion looks more like it's going to be more structured and objective-driven. So I think if you want more of a deliberate experience with a little more direction, the Ion might be really. It may not be apples to apples, but from what I've seen so far, I think Ion is more the kind of game most of us would like. And unless you want that real open-ended kind of do whatever you want kind of experience, then
Beard and Hat kind of made a good point. Like, No Man's Sky, it's either going to be really fucking awesome game or it's going to be boring as shit. It's not, I really don't see any like in between in that. Now, is it a game I want to play? Just to try it out. But with the kind of the direction I'm going in with the simulators and everything, we're just trying to stick to what works for me.
Claw just jumped us ahead, Obi. Can you see the next item on here?
Oh.
The Tiger Claw said, you can already play a game like No Man's Sky. It's called Elite Dangerous. And yes. Elite Dangerous. This is a series that a lot of people didn't know about, but it came out originally in 1984, the original Elite, as one of the first games to really do the open world model. And it was released on a very hard to come across. It was more like popular overseas. There was a rare platform called the BBC Micro, and then there was another one, I think the Acorn something. This is when microcomputers were like still kind of coming out and kind of finding their space. You had your Commodore 64s and the ZX Spectrum and all these kind of things. Leading edge computers that are coming out. You guys remember those? but but it was an early 3D game, and they used a lot of like wireframes and simple polygons. It almost made me think about like Tempest, but a little more substance there. Then they have Frontier Elite 2 that later built upon a game with much more detailed graphics, and they had like two more installments after that. And then it kind of just fell off. So now it's back, and from what I've seen of the preview version of the game, and you could pre-order it now for like $30.99, something like that, plus tax, whatever. So you know, under $35. It looks good, and Chip Sella, Obi, our buddy Chip, he's a big fan of it. He says it's very complicated. He said it's a lot of depth. Like it took him a while. Like he was on for like an hour or two, and that's how is it? Like I don't know. I'm still training. I'm like what is it? A forced tutorial? Like no, I'm still trying to figure out all the controls and everything. Like, damn, it's that deep.
It's as deep as our last one. Gonna be.
Ion.
No.
Oh, the next one.
Yeah, the next one.
Oh, the last one.
Can I?
Rainbow Six. Yeah, go ahead.
Rainbow Six Siege, guys. Now, in the past, I've brought up to saying, "Hey guys, we're all gonna get Rainbow Six, and what was it called? It was the one that basically nobody wanted to play anyway. It wasn't. Was it Siege?
No, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis?
The Rainbow
Another
Six.
Tom Clancy game?
Yeah. It wasn't Phantoms. It was one of the it was Siege or the one that just came out. I don't remember. Maybe it was Siege that I was hyping up. I still want to play this game.
Yeah.
For everybody that knows, try to get into the closed beta, guys. I'm gonna be trying, even though I'm like simulator basing myself with my streams and everything. I'm gonna actually try to get into the closed beta, but that closed beta does start 9/24/2015. So we still got a couple months to try to get in it. Send your emails or send your hey, I want to be in the beta, because they're starting to give out codes here shortly. Unless they are giving them out now already, but I don't think so.
There's still 100 alpha codes left.
100?
Or about there.
There's got to be more than that. Because I mean,
There's gotta be more because
they actually
they
actually put a press release out. So like, was saying that not with the starting date, but about the closed beta. So that's for the beta. The alpha is still there's still probably 100 spots in there. I'm talking about the beta, because the alpha is where you can get early access, but we're still fixing everything, so you got to deal with it. Kind of like what Heroes of the Storm did.
Yeah.
But for those that want to get the beta and try to get it, I'm gonna try to get it. Let's play it together, guys. And I don't know exactly what specs you need. I've heard that it's gonna be a game kind of like Arkham Knight, to where if you have a potato, good luck.
Don't start that elitism again.
No, I'm just saying, like, like you yourself, okay? If anybody asks you, hey, how do I optimize my computer so that I can play these high-profile games that you're playing with your computer, you know what I mean? Because you've had it to where you've told people, like, I have a crappy computer, but I play these games because I know how to optimize them. You know what I'm saying? You can still do that, but I'm saying, like, to have those graphics all the way up, I mean, you might have to play at a lower setting. But like I said, I think it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. I mean, hype. I mean, for those that aren't showing Tom Clancy a lot of love, give him a chance. I really believe, in my own opinion, Tom Clancy has made a bunch of great games. Yes, he's failed at a couple. He has failed at a couple. We won't get into that, but they've made a bunch of great games. So it's just, give him some more love. Try it out. Watch gameplay. Watch footage. Watch anything you can watch to make your decision. Or wait for me to get the beta and I'll stream it. I don't care. So, I mean, what do you think, Yo?
So what is this? September 24th, 2015, closed beta.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spearhead the Xbox One testing, methinks.
Well, I'm gonna try to get it to where I get on and we'll do a review on PC too.
Yeah, I have to do both.
And if I can't stream it, just record it.
Then. And my rig will definitely support it. But this rig could support it too. But yeah, I would want to get the full, all that destruction. I want all the particle effects and yeah. Did IB allowed to mute herself because she didn't want to like derail us or something?
Ooh.
We miss you, IB.
I know, like, Hybe ain't talking no more. I'm like, what's
I
up?
know.
Come
on, Neek.
I feel
Don't be a
sad.
stranger.
I'm depressed now.
We did that hot button topic. And by the way, we didn't even introduce them. Morgana Freya are in here now. Morgana Freya and Shadow Wolf are in here now. Hello, guys.
Yo. Wait. I thought I put it there. I did.
We went deep on the quickie there.
Balls
Yeah.
deep, as in Loud said, "Oh, baby."
No, but I'm really passionate about that. I mean, I want people to educate themselves and be aware, like, you know, if you're being abused as a consumer, it doesn't matter if it's a video game company, internet service provider, whatever, you have rights. Like the whole thing about refunds with video games. Why is it that video games, like places that sell video games, make it so hard to return video games?
God.
Technically, it's not legal because with everything else, if you're not satisfied with the purchase, you return it. There might be a restocking fee, but you can return it. You know.
But there still shouldn't even be a restocking fee. They should be able to get what I paid for it. They should be able to give it back to me. Like, seriously, that's between them and the company, not me and them.
Yeah.
I just
like
purchased it through them. So
the company, like, yo, a lot of people returning this game because X, Y, and Z reason. You gotta fix it. Yep.
Well, but I'm saying, but then the company can return it to them. Now, 90% of what's going on right now, or not, I say percentages all the time, but a lot of what's going on right now is companies are saying, okay, sorry, you bought that game. We told you that you can't return it, or there's no return policy. Sorry. You can trade it, like, I'm going to use GameStop. You can trade it in for a store credit, but we're only going to give you, what? That's a brand new game. It just came out yesterday. We'll give you $5 for it, bro. That's all
so
I can
stupid.
do. You know, and then you try to call back to the company. Well, return it back to the local store, though they won't let me. Well, okay, I go back to the local store. Well, you got to call the company. Well, and it's just a hassle. By the time I'm done and I actually maybe get my money back, it's a year, 6 months to a year later, and I'm through with these fuckers.
That's why GameStop's going the same route that Blockbuster and other companies did.
Yep, they're falling down too, because they're trying to screw their customers.
Yep. Well, what can you do? But anyway, more E3 stuff before we wrap up. Actually, I would like to do the dust off before we wrap up. We got like 20 minutes.
We got 20 minutes, too. We need to start doing the dust off now.
All right. Well, just a few things. There's a few more things that I wanted to bring up. So Shenmue is close to $4 million in funding now. There's a lot of hate about against the game because, you know, it's a big company, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, Sony's just gonna use that money to get richer, and I'm like, whatever, Shenmue.
I don't agree. I disagree with what they're doing. Okay, as they went up startup, but startup or however Kickstarter is not for the big company. I'm sorry to say that, but it's not. I mean, you just basically credibility-wise took startup from a, you know, oh, this is awesome. Thank you guys so much for helping me. I love you guys dearly, and giving somebody a dream to a big company saying, well, we'll just go on a startup because we know we're going to get 20 million easy. And that's just I mean, go somewhere else besides startup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
or Kickstarter, sorry.
If you Suzuki really shopped it around, someone would have bankrolled it. Publisher.
And now somebody
Microsoft.
that wants to go on Kickstarter can't because you have all these huge freaking games that now you're shuffled down to the bottom and people actually have to scroll to find you. Or even not scroll, just have to type in your name. But, I mean, you have all these...
It's not a Sony exclusive, right?
Right.
But Sony made it very clear that even though they were very proud to reveal the game during their conference, it's not their property.
Mm-hmm.
But then they were like talking about like how they're like really like, oh, the fans have been asking for this. When we asked all the fans like what game they would like to see on the PlayStation 4 more than anything, Shenmue 3 was at the top. Like, so why didn't you fund it? Like, don't get me started. So the other thing, so we talked about the preview program on Xbox. Make sure you download that app because that's really cool. And it has a little quest, and you can earn reward points and all this stuff. Another thing that kind of happened out of nowhere, and I saw this come through on the newswire. It kind of happened during E3, I think, but it wasn't a huge announcement. Capcom is supposedly working on a new puzzle fighter. It's a Ghostbusters puzzle fighter.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
I'm just happy Capcom is doing something new. That makes me happy. I don't care if it's a stinker. To do something other than Street Fighter and Resident Evil, so that's cool. I mean, nothing against those two franchises. I like them both, but yeah. But anyway, let's do it, Dust Off.
Let's do it.
We're gonna talk more about E3, but I think we covered all the main games we really wanted to give more love to. And again, I gotta say, Rare Replay Collection. I know Obi's excited about it. The Rare Replay Collection.
I
30
am,
games,
and I don't
30
even
bucks.
and I don't even have the Xbox. I can't wait. Like, to where when I get the Xbox, that's one of the first things I'm gonna be like, hey, I need $30 so I can go buy this. Like, and it might be cheaper. It might be, it might be an exclusive to where I can't get it later. But if it is, then oh well, I'm still gonna buy an Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I mean, just Battletoads alone, but so many other games on there, Snake Rattle and Roll, and so many great games that Rare is just awesome. And the Record that game, we talked about the Gears 4, the Division, so much hype. But anyway.
The Division, that's what it was. Wasn't I talking hardcore about doing Tom Clancy's The Division, or was it the Siege? I think it was Siege, actually.
I don't think you ever got excited about the Division.
I think it was Siege.
Division is the one where...
Yeah, you were hyping Siege out the butt.
Yeah, Siege was the one...
I'm still hyping Siege out the butt, so whatever. But anyway...
The Division is more like... It's like... I guess you could say it's Destiny with probably better looting and teamwork.
Yeah, I can see that.
And more tactical shooter.
But guys, we are actually going to get into a little bit about with the Dust Off hashtag, the Dust Off. We've been gaming hard, and we need to really catch up on our latest gaming obsessions, wish list, playlist, everything else. So, we'll get right into there. I didn't read this part anyway, but we're gonna get into it. Let's talk about some of the games that we actually been playing and actually playing more than not. And I'll kind of go first a little bit. You guys all know, if anybody watches the stream, I play simulator games. I'm trying to kind of transition into more of the simulator type when I stream, of course, because in my eyes, in my opinion, people are liking that more. So it's like, car simulator, car mechanic simulator, I love it. It's basically you guys can go and play a car mechanic and do different things, go to the auction. Now, it doesn't get really in-depth to where it goes. You have to change this sensor or anything. But the common car parts, the alternator, the fuel pump, the crankshaft, the back axle, I mean, you could take everything apart and put it all back together, which is cool. Another one that I've been playing quite a bit of is Farm Simulator 2015. Now, you guys know I have 2013, and so we're jumping on the bandwagon and playing 15 and just having a blast. We can get mods in there. We can get different cool tractors, and we can set it all up so people can come join us. It's just awesome. So 14, I really didn't play it because I was broke at the time, and then something else caught my eye probably, but
Yep.
And then a lot of these simulator games that we are playing right now, that I'm playing right now, we're going to be actually contacting the developers and stuff like that to where we can get the next game and actually do it and actually review it, maybe get some copies for everybody, for a few people to play with me and stuff like that, which is exciting on my end. But Tabletop Simulator is another one that not only myself have been playing, but the gang. Usually sometimes after, HorsePLAY Live, we'll get on and play Cards Against Humanity, or we'll get on and play something. As for mods with Tabletop Simulator, we haven't really got on and got a lot of mods, because it's kind of the point where I don't want to download a bunch of mods that people aren't going to really play with, kind of thing.
They're small though.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, I could get a mod really fast from the workshop and be done, if somebody says something about it. And as far as any other, Full Mojo is another game that I've been playing, where I think Morgana's playing this too. There was a bunch of them that they were trying to beat each other's high score, stuff like that. The Pinball is another one, Pinball FX2. If you guys aren't on Pinball FX2...
Wait, you're playing that?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah, bro.
What tables you playing?
I only have the first table. I only have the original one because I can't buy anything else. But anyway,
the the one with the kids, the two
Yes,
kids going
yeah.
through the spooky forest.
Yeah, I have that one, and me and Fatal are actually battling back and forth for the top score for that one. So,
God,
you guys get on there and play. But one of the last ones that I've been playing, and I actually got a server to see how it's actually going to work out, was Ark Survival Evolved. Now, and yes, there is a GeekyAntics server. I'm still. I mean, it's really hard to actually moderate this server because for the fact I don't know much about it. The guy that says he was going to help a lot is gone. So it's like I'm still trying to figure this out by myself. So if you guys can't get on Ark, please be patient with me. Please be patient because if I get too much BS, I'm just going to drop it. Just be patient with me. I will figure it out. If I can't figure it out, I'll make sure I find somebody that can figure it out. But please be patient. So, Yogi, how about you, man? What's some of your dust-off moments or games?
I got back into Hearthstone, something fierce, and a big reason part of that is just the mobile makes it so much easier. If I'm like, resting my old man back, I play some Hearthstone on the phone or tablet, and it's a lot more convenient. And then a lot of my old friends are playing more because of that. So it's and new friends too. I was playing IB Loud, and they got the Tavern Brawl, and that's really cool because every week. It seems like they do every week or every other week. It's going to be new rules for the Tavern Brawl. Like last time it was Nefarian, Nefarian, right? Nefarian versus Ragnaros, and like epic battle. And this week it's create a custom deck just for the Brawl. But then the bonus, the different rule to it is that every time a minion dies, you get a random banana, and bananas give you different buffs or spells or whatever. They're like small spells, small buffs. And it changes the dynamic completely of how you do the deck building, and it's just really cool what they're doing with that. I mean, Blizzard's always good about keeping their properties fresh, and more and more, it's making me want to go into Diablo 3, and finally, and I'm like, damn, they keep adding more content to all the games. I want to get into it. The one thing I won't touch, World of Warcraft, nope, can't do it, nope, no, that'd be a time sink. But just everything else they're doing, yes. Fallout Shelter. This was announced during E3. I forgot to mention it. It was announced that Sunday when Bethesda had their first presser at E3, and it was just epic. And Fallout Shelter is cool. It's like Tiny Tower meets The Sims, and it's just so cool. Like it's resource management, but you also get a little bit of like customization of your characters. You get to see the different personalities. You got to get a feel for who works well together, and it's just really cool what they got in there. Like there's a lot of depth in the game, and it is a free game. They have some microtransactions, but like there's no paywall. It's one of those things where it's like, man, I want to stop being a cheap bastard and just throw them some money because I actually really appreciate this game. I will say I'm playing an iPad 2. It seems to crash a lot on there. I think the iPad 2 is finally just like, supposedly Apple devices never fail, but this iPad 2 is fail sauce city right now. But I'm sure, I think a lot of things now being, optimized for the newer devices. But it runs, for the most part, it runs well. But every now and then it just crashes, especially if it loses the online connection. It doesn't need an online connection, but initially it checks the servers for new content or whatever. I don't know what it does, but I think that's the issue. As Obi mentioned, Farming Simulator 15. We've been playing that. I'm playing on the Xbox One side. I put a review up on allgames.com. Still playing Destiny. Cut back a little bit on my time on it because, work and, got to give other games love. I got to say I'm proud that I did not spend a single red cent on the Steam Summer Sale. There were a lot of tempting things. Holy Hannah. But I was like, no. If it's not something I'm going to play within the next few weeks, then I'll wait for the next sale.
Right.
I've been playing Pinball FX as well, Pinball FX 2, and but I'm playing Xbox One and Pinball Arcade. Pinball Arcade, it has a lot more realistic tables, like something you'd actually see in the arcade, like more replicas. But I feel like the overall graphics and customization of Pinball FX 2, just the polish that it has, is better there. But Pinball Arcade is pretty cool. There's no slouch. Just Zen Studios, I think Zen Studios have perfected their Pinball FX series, and they keep coming out with new tables like the freaking Star Wars Rebels table and the Portal table and all the Marvel collections and I got a few of them. So if you're on Xbox Live, go challenge my score. scores on there. I need to go challenge my own scores and set the bar higher for some of them because some of my scores are really pitiful. It's like my ball just goes straight down the middle every time. Like, oh, good thing I had a ball save. EA Access, I was messing around with that. I think it just stopped being free on Xbox Live. Hopefully they'll extend that. But I was really enjoying Battlefield 4, the staple Peggle 2. I was playing it to be an achievement whore. But that's always a fun game. What up, PopCap? Hello, guys. Hi. I play NBA Live 15. That game is rigged. I can't hit a freaking three-pointer for shit. And Heroes of the Storm, of course. Always play that. Not as much as I used to, sadly, but that's my fault. I played Massive Chalice. I think I talked about this last week. It's like a tactics game, but it's really cool. It's the free game on Xbox Live right now with Games with Gold, so make sure you snag that. It's really cool. If you like XCOM, Massive Chalice, check it out. It's cool. Happy Warriors
Is it
Smite.
Xbox exclusive then?
It might be. Check on Steam. I didn't check on Steam. The last game I want to talk about that I'll come back to you guys with, I know we gotta wrap up, is Skara: The Blade Remains. Has anybody heard about this? Quickly, anybody?
No.
Nope.
It's an arena combat game where you're all like fantasy characters. Now I know right away it's not like another MOBA, right? But they're not calling it a MOBA, so I'll just play along. But I got a code from our friends over at Video Game Outsiders. Thanks, Michelle.
Did they actually explain this game as an arena?
I think they did.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I know that's in the name, MOBA. I forgot what they actually positioned it as, but still, it's a smaller company. This game looks good. It's got like all kinds of crazy stuff in there, and the guys at Video Game Outsiders were urging people to come support it because there's not enough players playing the game right now, which is kind of sad. So I'm gonna play this. If you could jump on it, I think it's still early access. Do so. I'll let you actually hold off on it. Let me see if it even works on this rig.
I'd Be Loud hates us.
Why?
She won't talk anymore.
No.
Wait, no.
There she is. All right, we're good.
She's back.
I was here the whole time. I was just keeping quiet.
I know. I just messaged her. I was like, it's okay. She goes, I don't want to take over the show. I said, okay, but not talking at all. It's making me sad. That's why I started crying, and that's why I said that. So she'd talk. Anyway, go ahead, Yog.
Somehow we reminded Christine, aka Cupcake Envy, who we always shout out on the show. I reminded her of her vault. Oh, because of the EA Access thing. So you thought about the Destiny vault. I can see that tangent. Our minds work in strange ways. Yeah, see, never crashing iPhone 6 because it's a newer device. It's like the flawless Apple devices, and they start to show their age after a while. But they don't depreciate in value. Like, you still sell it for the original price. It's crazy. But yeah, I know we gotta wrap up. But don't worry. I'll cut out the extra fat when you guys listen on the podcast via the iTunes and such and all that good stuff. But BFT wanted to confirm that Superfight is officially on Tabletop Simulator. Yes. But anyway, everybody. Oh, Vault Dwellers. Gotcha. That vault. Yes, I gotta check mine too. But anyway, I'm not gonna put on anything other than I'm YogiZilla everywhere. I'm gonna Xbox Live. All right, everybody else go.
Lord
you're
Rakdos.
rushing me, so try to wrap it up.
No, I just said it's time, dude. I didn't.
Okay.
You trim. You can sit there and you have a program that will take everything of less than a half a second of space and delete it. So I mean, I'm good. I was just kind of giving you the time thing. Lord Rakdos, where can we find you at, sir? Awesome. That's very good. Morgana Freya, where can we find you at, sir, ma'am?
I think he just got back.
Yep.
I am Morgana Freya everywhere. I think I'm Morgana Freya 13 on Facebook, but otherwise Morgana Freya everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, and yeah, pretty much everywhere.
Yes, ma'am. Lord Rakdos, how about you, sir?
I am Lord Rakdos everywhere it matters. Lord_Rakdos.
Yay!
I Be Loud.
I Be Loud's in the building representing the Gods of Mayhem. We are at godsofmayhem.com. Most social sites you'll see us as Gods of Mayhem. Thanks for having us.
Cool. Shadow Wolf, are you do you want to put anything out, or you just want to say I'm me? What about you, buddy? Sweet. Guys,
He has no virtual presence.
got it. Guys, we do want to make sure that let you guys know HorsePLAY Live is everywhere you can listen to or download awesome podcasts, including allgames.com. Please take a few minutes, thumb out, favorite, subscribe, even share. Even better, let's get some reviews and comments rolling. It's quick and easy. It really helps us out. Thanks to everyone who's been pimping out our content. We love you very much. Thank you. You guys like eye candy? We have video as well. You guys can go check us out on YouTube and Twitch. Right here on twitch.tv/GeekyAntics, youtube.com/GeekyAntics. But here on GeekyAntics Network in collaboration with allgames.com, or All Games Radio Network, we have tons of shows that we cover, and we can't possibly tell them all. So if you guys want to see any of the shows,